I've already drained the water out of the unit by unplugging these two hoses, laying them in the sink, letting it all drain out. So we can keep the plugs on them and just lay them over out of the way. So first we're going to remove this rear panel. And it consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 screws. These top two hold the top on, and these very bottom two in the corners, you can remove this panel over top of them. You don't need to open that up yet. So we're going to go ahead and take these screws out. Once you have those removed, you can pull straight out on this back panel, straight out at the bottom, over top of these lines, and kind of down. It clips into the top right here through these two holes. So you drop it down just a little bit and pull the back panel off. Now we're going to remove the top. It is held on by these top two screws right here. Do not pry the top up from the sides or the front around. You'll break the plastic clips. Once you have those screws removed, we're going to slide this top panel straight back. You can grab it here, pull back on it just about 1/4 inch, and then lift up. You can see once you slide the top panel off, there is one plug holding it in here. It's just a little push clip. Press the clip in and unplug it. And you can see with this panel how these little L brackets are. That's what's, this lid is sat down and slid forward and clipped in. So if you try to pry up on the sides or around the front, you'll bust these little clips off. The next step is going to be removing the side panels. They are held on with screws across the top and in the front, and they clip in on the bottoms. First, we'll remove the 3 screws across the top. Now that we have the 3 screws across the top here removed, we're going to remove these 4 holding this top piece on here across the front. We have to remove this top piece and this bottom piece here for the sides to come off. With those screws out, we're simply going to pull straight up on it. And you can see that there's a plug going back here for the lights in the display. And it's the same thing, just a little single clip plug here. Now we need to remove this bottom section across the front. And you can see underneath, there's holes there, like right here and over here, where you can press a screwdriver or something up in there to unclip that bottom panel. Take a screwdriver and press up in there real easy, and just unclip those clips. Real easy. The 2 outer holes here, once you get the bottom clips popped out there, you should be able to just pull out on it, and then it pulls straight down from the top. You can see the little lip going across the top there that goes up in behind this right here. With that front piece removed on the bottom and the top, we can go ahead and take out the remaining 3 screws on the front of this side panel. 2 on the bottom here and 1 at the top. Now with all the screws removed, this side panel will pull straight up and out. These little clips across the bottom sit down on these plastic tabs. This front's like a L shape that clips around here. This side of the machine is the same way. Now this panel should lift straight up and out towards the front. Now the piece that we're trying to get to is this right here, the gearbox. We're going to remove this control box here that the wires and stuff go into. There's 2 screws on the front frame and 2 screws on the back holding it down right there. Now this little control box has wires going into it and out of it in different places. And we can kind of move it out of our way. I'm going to clip this little zip tie right here to give us some slack to move this and work with it. Alright, I snipped one other little zip tie back here holding these wires. I'm going to snip these 3 here as well, so I can really lay this down out of the way. Now with a little bit of slack on this, we can move it out of the way. If you're curious as to what's in here, it's just a little plastic housing that holds all the resistors and electronics for this piece of equipment. Okay, now we need to remove this electric motor off the top of the gearbox. It's just 2 screws down on the top right here. You can pull this fan blade off if you'd like. It just presses down on there. Just pop it off, or you can leave it on. You can still get to the screws here. This motor will just lift straight up off the gearbox. Now this motor, if you're not careful, will slide up out of here with these screws in this bracket. So when you set it down, just kind of be careful and set it down out of the way. In order to remove this gearbox, there are 4 bolts that go down through here, through this plate. And to keep from having to remove this plate and everything and disassembling this outer frame that holds everything together, we can just remove these 4 bolts. There are 3 on this side. You can see where these little rubber grommets are underneath. And there's 1 on this side. You can see right there. The trick is getting these from below down here. If you don't have a 90-degree tool to reach up in here, these are Allen head screws. A little trick you can do, I just get a small pair of channel locks, and the head of these bolts you can actually clamp onto and turn. Taking it apart before with my channel locks, you can see the grooves in there. So what I do is I just reach in here, get a hold of the bolt like that, and start loosening it up that way. You can get these 3 from this side, and then you have to come around here to the other side to get this 4th one right there. Once you get those 4 bolts out, then you will need to come up here and remove these little silver screws in the top. 2, 3 of them here. And then you will also need to peel back this sticky foam around the edge, and this top piece right here will pop off. That way you can kind of lift up on this and wiggle it around in order to get your gearbox out. These 4 bolts on the bottom of this shaft going up is connecting it to this gearbox. So you'll remove those 4, and then there's a spline that comes out of here and goes down into the gear that you'll just disconnect those 2, and you can pull the gearbox the rest of the way out. So the first step is going to be reinstalling this gearbox. So what I'm going to do, this is loose. It's loose up top here, so I can move this around, but you don't want to move it too much because it has these hard copper lines on here for the refrigerant. So I'm going to lift it up just enough to get the gearbox back underneath of it. And first thing I need to do is get it seated, get the auger seated on the gearbox here. I'm going to have to reach in here by hand and spin it just a little bit until I can get it to line up, or I can kind of turn my gearbox just enough to all right, I believe we got it seated there. So now what I need to do is I need to line these bottom holes up. And then once I get these gearbox fastened back to the bottom plate here, then I'll put these top bolts in up here to secure it down on there. One thing to watch out for, whenever you go to put these bolts back in from the bottom, there's a rubber grommet that goes through the hole, but there's also a metal tube, like a sleeve, that goes inside of there, and the bolt goes up through it. That keeps it from wiggling around inside of this rubber grommet. All right, what I found works best to get these started is I took the screw like this, kind of held it between my fingers, reached under there, wiggled the top of this gearbox around till I could get the threads kind of started. And then as I pressed up on the head of that bolt and held it with upward pressure, take a pair of needle nose or a small pair of channel locks if you have them, while continuing to push up, is just start working that bolt up into those threads, and you'll eventually get it. All right, now that the 4 gearbox mounting screws are in, I'm going to reconnect this top auger to the gearbox on the bottom. There's 4 kind of Allen bolts that go in here as well. There are 3 long ones and 1 short one. The 3 long ones go, 2 go against the tank, 1 on either side. The other long one is this back corner, and the short one goes over top of the gearbox right here. Okay, after getting them all started by hand, I'm going to go ahead and tighten them up, and these are a number 5 hex bit, which I'm sure is the same as the bolts on the bottom, but I didn't use the hex bit. I just used the channel locks on the outside. So you most likely need an extension like this, unless you do it with an Allen wrench or something. So that's all back together. The tower and the gearbox and everything's back in one piece. The next thing I'm going to do is reinstall the electric motor. You can turn it by hand here to ensure it's seated all the way. Okay, the inside auger is turning, so I know the motor is seated all the way down in there. Now we can put the screws in, snug it down. Try it again to make sure nothing's rattling or grinding. All right, I think we're good. The rest of this is pretty straightforward, just the reverse of taking it apart. Not too difficult. Hopefully I've shown you enough tips and pointers to make it a little bit easier on you. I do appreciate you watching all the way through to the end, and I hope this helps you out.